It is Thursday, February 20th, 2025. Thanks for joining me, guys, on Modified Weather Watch. On today's edition, we're going to look at a signal that was burned through the precipitation shield of a low-pressure system as it traversed across the lower Ohio Valley on the evening of February 18th. Now, I'm not going to tell you right off the bat where that signal is. Let's play a little game. Can you guys spot that? It's two arrows, and they're almost stacked on top of each other, and they're flashed through the layering of the precipitation. If you guys cannot find it, that's okay. I've marked it here. These two red arrows that I have marked are what this pattern looks like just off to the left of this. So we should see a pattern that looks very similar to this. It's occurring right in here. We see this opening, and we can see an arrow that's moving from south-southwest to north-northeast, and the tip of it is pointed right towards this direction off to the north. There's one also almost juxtaposed on top of it that's pointing to the south-southwest down here. If we look at the tip of my mouse, we can see it's going through this way. And at the end of the loop, we really see the head of that arrow pop up there and get pulsed and lift off towards the north. And let's get a closer look at this and talk about what's going on here. Well, what this is, it's likely being carried out with a drone, and it's zapping these ice crystals in the atmosphere in which this layer is occurring. And I do have confirmation with observations, atmospheric observations at the time, at least what level this is, and it's about 3,000 feet. So what's going on with this is this precipitation is extremely light. It's not reaching the surface, and when this happens, this is known as Virga. And I'm going to go ahead, and if we look at this last slide, notice how light this is. We're talking dBZs of really 2, 3, 4, up to 10. So this is very light precipitation falling at about 3,000 feet in the atmosphere. It's so light it evaporates before it can reach the ground. And that's what's known as Virga. Now, what this does is it's zapping that. So it's actually polarizing those ice crystals, and it separates them. It puts a charge on them. And then we can see this pattern get burned through that precipitation shield. It's quite remarkable. And here's those atmospheric conditions. I want us to pay attention to what I have highlighted in red here. Let's not get lost in the thick of things with this. This is just METAR code. Very familiar with meteorologists and FAA and air traffic control. They have to be very well versed in reading this code. But this just reads that we have few clouds at 3,000 feet, broken clouds at 16,000 feet, and overcast at 25,000 feet. And when we go back and look at those METAR observations, I pulled this back to when those zaps were occurring at that Indianapolis airport. And we can in fact see that this zap erodes that cloud deck and that layer, or at least where that Virga or that precipitation was falling there. It stopped that from occurring, and we didn't see that for a couple of hours there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Weather modification, these operations, they're real. They're existent on a day-to-day basis. Now, from my observations, it depends really on what's going on. Some days it's far more pronounced. Some days it's not as much there. But one thing that we all need to cut the loose ends on is we got to stop denying this. The evidence, all of this stuff is right in front of us. And meteorologists that deny this, it's extremely shameful. It's up to you guys to help bring this out as well. I'm not a fan of these operations. It's messing with natural state of our Earth's atmosphere. And my only goal with this, please share this. I'm not benefiting really anything off of this. I do this with my free time. It's a very interesting topic to cover, and I'm doing my best to connect that bridge. So please, guys, share this information. I greatly appreciate that, and we'll chat soon. Take care.